They don't have to be super careful. It's not as like, you know, when we're doing transformations and you need those perfect points. These ones you can kind of go with points. Okay, in your notebooks today. Today is the 12th, February 12th. And we're going to start working on trig transformations. So now you guys should have the unit circle pretty mastered. If you have not memorized some of those special angles, hopefully you're getting more and more comfortable with them. Even if you're not memorizing where they are, you should be recognizing that when you see one of those special angles come up, you're like, oh, I know that's a special angle, right? Are you guys seeing that starting to happen? And also, you guys should be able to recognize what types of reflections we're doing based on sine, cosine, or tangent, and how many angles you should be finding. You guys should now know how to solve both simple and complex trig equations as well, right? So now we're going to be graphing those waves that I've been talking about. We're going to transform them. So in your notebook, let's go ahead and start with this table. We're going to go by 90 to, they're 90 degrees. Starting at 0 all the way to 360. And we're going by 90 degrees. And because we're working with sine, cosine, and tangent, we're going to make a row for each of those three, sine, cosine, and tangent. Go ahead and start with that table. Yes.
What are these notes called?
These are trig graphs. Or, yeah.
Okay.
Trig graphs. And we're not going to use a calculator if we can. We're going to use our knowledge of that unit circle to fill this table in. So along with that table, somewhere near that table on your paper, we're going to also be drawing the unit circle. And you notice these are nice, easy measurements to work with. We don't have to work with any of those more difficult angles. So we're just looking at 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. So at those 4 points, can you guys go ahead and fill in your ordered pairs for your X and Y coordinates on your unit circle, please? So these weren't even any of those special triangles. These were just these ordered pairs that we already knew, really easy ones, right? These were on our axes. Okay, so let's use this information to fill in this table. sine. The sine of x. If we were to take the sine of x, what does sine stand for again? What can we replace sine with?
Y.
Y. So we're going to go ahead and find our y values. At 0 degrees is going to be Soledad.
0.
0. At 90 degrees, sine is 1. At 180 degrees, sine is 0. At 270 degrees, negative 1. And at 360 degrees again, read 0. All right, sine's done. Let's head over to cosine. Cassidy, for cosine, what are we looking at? But what value? The x or the y or the, what are we looking at in the order pairs? The x values, right? It's not, or cosine and x are comparable to each other. So for cosine here, we're looking at x. X at 0 is 1. X at 90 is 0. X at 180 is negative 1. X at 270 is 0. And x at 360 is 1. Damon, tangent. What are we looking at for tangent? If we already used up our y and our x values, what else do we have for tangent?
Y divided by x.
Y divided by x now, right? It's our sine divided by our cosine. So here, let's look at tangent. What's 0 divided by 1? 0. Take that. At 90 degrees, what's 1 divided by 0?
Not undefined.
0?
Undefined.
Why is it undefined?
Because 0 can go into 1 an infinite number of times without getting any closer.
Right, we can't divide it by 0 because I can add 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, and I'll never, ever, ever get to 1, right? And that's really what multiplication / division is. So this is undefined. There's not an answer there. But what about 0 divided by negative 1?
0.
Negative 0? 0. 270. Negative 1 divided by 0?
Undefined.
Undefined again. And what about 0 divided by 1?
0.
0. All right. This table is going to be your best friend through this next unit. You will use this table. You will probably make it over and over and over and over and over again. When I say, let's make the sine table, you're going to tell me 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. When I say, let's make the cosine table, we're going to say 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1. And the tangent table is another thing that we're going to expand on in a second. Does this make sense how we got this table from our unit circle that we are pros at now? Sure, kind of. You believe me? No one's giving me dirty looks yet today? All right, I'll take it.
Too early to put effort into dirty work.
Too early for dirty. That's the best time for dirty looks.
Everything's so much effort.
Can you get out of bed in the morning? It's like, oh. All right. So today we are going to review and practice with the unit circle and all of its pertinent information. We're going to take that unit circle and kind of roll it across a graph and see what kind of waves it makes. That's super exciting, right? You're not going to hate them. You always hate things before you don't know how to do them, and then you understand them, and then it's like, oh, I know how to do this now. I don't hate it anymore, right? Is that how you're feeling this year? Okay, maybe a little bit. We're going to use information about angles and their trig ratios to draw sketches for the fundamental trig functions. What do you guys think about when you hear that word fundamental? Anyone fundamental? Basic, I heard you say under your breath. Basic, the basic trig function. So we're starting with sine, cosine, and tangent. And then we're working up from there with the properties. So how can we transform those